Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Green Mother activation today. And it's also Valentine's weekend, so it's going to be a beautiful transmission. There's just so much going on. Since the last transmission last week, the Galactic Magdalenes have been really coming forth very strongly, just in a very powerful way, just really opening up new energy streams, new perceptions, new ways of seeing, and having this experience of multidimensionality, is where, I'm really experiencing how we can choose what dimension we play in through our perceptions, that our perceptions are what create our experience in the world. And so I'm feeling like, for me, that is clearer than ever. I'm just having experiences where I can choose exactly what I experience. I can choose to divide. I can choose to see half the nation as wrong and should be eliminated, or I can choose unity. It's like, it's so obvious, it's so palpable, the choice to choose separation or choose unity. And so that's what we're going to, when we come into our sovereign divinity, that is the choice that we're making, to be in union with our inner divine self. So that is the core of the division that we experience, is the belief that we are separate from our divinity. So we're going to take a very deep look at that to see what we experience and what comes forth. And we'll be connecting with the galactic beings of light, the Galactic Magdalenes, and the Venus beings of light. So we're going to be moving into these other dimensions to receive communication. So let's just begin. Let's just dive right in. And I'm just so happy to be here with all of you. It's such an honor to share this powerful, powerful work. I feel that it is the most important thing that we can do right now, is to hold the light and be equanimity, emanate this equanimity and consciousness into the environment around us. And that's how we can contribute to any situation in a positive way. So, and in a way that benefits us. And so when we gather in these circles, it's just an incredible way to sustain ourselves and to feed ourselves with this light, and to raise the vibration of matter, raising the vibration of the body, becoming embodied, so that we can hold that light in a more and more powerful way. So let's begin. We'll just close our eyes. And take deep breaths. Connect with the inner quantum field. And so that's when you just close your eyes, and that inner space, it's multi-layered, it's multi-dimensional. So we just breathe into that space. And and from that place, we can focus on different areas of the body. We can focus on different energy centers. So we're going to start with focusing on the root chakra at the base of the spine, and breathing into that area, because this is the area that of the body that rules our sense of security and safety, our health. So we're really going to do some work to clear out any kind of discomfort in the body, in the physical body. Because when we raise our vibration, when we expand, sometimes we start to have symptoms. They can be strange pains in different areas. We're not quite sure what they're from. Sometimes in the joints. I have experienced some pain in the hip at times, and also in the throat. And so different areas of the body can act up as we're going through these expansions because they're clearing and purifying. So we're going to do some purification of, through these energies. As these energies are passing through us, we can do this purification work. And we do that through visualizing different colors. So this will be an energy stream. And different colors, different number codes come forth. And so you just follow the energy stream and visualize the different things that come forth. So it could be a color, it could be a message from a channeled message from an ascended being of light that comes forth. And there can be number codes. And so you just repeat them or visualize them inside of you. And that activates these energy streams that come forth to support you in the quantum light practice. So we'll focus on that root chakra, and we're going to encompass the first three chakras. So the root chakra, the second chakra, which is the energy center, or the sexual organs of the body, and the solar plexus. And all of these three lower chakras, we're going to ground into the core of the earth with a line of energy. So you just see a line of energy moving from the base of the spine through all the layers of the earth. You just make the intention. And we are connecting to the diamond core of the earth, saying hello to Gaia, the ascended Gaia. Just connecting with her. And I mean, I just immediately feel this stillness and this nurturing vibration. So we just allow that to rise up into our bodies from, it moves through all the layers of the earth, into the body through the soles of the feet. This is the earth energy rising into the body. And so this is how we practice the alignment with the earth, with our own heart. And then we receive the cosmic light, which is a column of light that is coming forth through the sun into the crown of the head. This golden light. And so there's some number codes coming forth, 88, this infinity symbol. Choice. So just receive that code of choice, clarity, coming in through the crown of the head. And this golden light is recalibrating all the neural pathways of the brain, the vision, your perceptions, your communication. So it comes into the throat area, cleansing and purifying. You can see this golden light moving through all these areas of the body, cleansing and purifying, removing energies that aren't yours, energies that you may have picked up in the atmosphere around us. This energy of discord, just allowing that to dissipate in this golden light of awareness and consciousness and divine love, coming in through the crown of the head and into the heart. And there it merges with the earth energy. So we breathe into the heart this fusion of cosmic light and earth energy, infusing our whole being in this moment. And this is how we prepare for the quantum light practice. This is how we come into alignment. It's very simple, and it's a practice. So it just becomes completely natural to be in this alignment, effortless alignment with our own divine source. And so there's some energies coming up for us in the heart. So let's just allow that to come forth. You know, just different energies, feelings, emotions that are coming to the surface to be acknowledged. Just breathe into the heart. And this is where we connect. This is where we experience union with our own self. The divine presence. So it's this energy, this place is where you go to connect with the divine presence. And it can come forth in a form, can come forth as a being of light that you recognize. So just call in your guides, those beings of light that you've communicated with, that are with you, supporting you in your process. We're going to call forth these amazing beings of light, ascended masters, to support and nourish you. The Emerald Gaia is coming forth. Emerald Gaia. Just rejuvenating and revitalizing us with this emerald green light. So just visualize the emerald green light. Just feel it being absorbed by every cell of the body. This ray of self-realization and empowerment and sovereignty. Emerald Gaia. And the heart, it's like it has all these different pathways, and it's like a labyrinth that takes us deeper and deeper through all these beautiful twists and turns into our deepest union with the divinity. So we're celebrating that. We're celebrating that experience. And the activation of multidimensional bliss is coming forth in the heart, this bliss. So this bliss just blasts through any kind of feeling of loneliness, or feeling like you've been left behind, or maybe for this Valentine's Day, you're not in a partnership, in a romantic partnership, and it feels lonely. So we're going to call forth this amazing multi-dimensional bliss. And this is a bliss of the union with the divinity, which is the union that you're always seeking in your romantic partner. So we can have that union directly. And experience that union at all times, whether we're in a romantic partnership or not. And we can bring that wholeness and that joy and that love into our romantic partnerships. So sovereignty is about being in that space of union, a state of consciousness, a mystical state of union. So just allowing that to recalibrate the heart area. Sonoashiniki, the emerald light, Sonoashiki Sukusurai, and fire. Soroahashiniki Sukusunoko Shoaha Anashiki Sukusura. And so there's a fire goddess that's coming forth called Brigid. Sonoahashiki. She's an earth goddess, and she is an expression of the emerald Gaia. Sonoaha, she has fiery red hair, and she's an ancient divine mother expression. You know, she's in the earth, in the land. And then she has magic. There's so much magic emanating from her. And beauty. And this multi-dimensional bliss. So skurushnaha ana shiriki sukushnaha achiki sukusra. Sanaha ayini ki shikusukusra ainai. Sonoha shiniki sukusra shinakusu kuwaha. So skurusunakuwaha nai siniki shinakusra. And she's always been a guide for women in the different rituals that occur for fertility and alignment with the earth, alignment with the cycles of the earth, because the body aligns with the cycles of the earth. We can align, you know, like our monthly cycle can align with the cycles of the moon. Our creative life force energy goes through expansions and contractions that align with different cycles, natural cycles. So we're bringing forth that knowledge, that wisdom, because that is what feeds us. This connection with nature, the body and nature. It purifies, nature purifies the body. And it clears these cravings and these feelings and energies, patterns of perceiving lack in our lives and in the world around us. So patterns of lack. So we're just bringing up this kind of energy of feeling like not enough, of not having what you want, or not having what you need, or not having that person that you want in your life, or that partner that you want, or that recognition that you want. Anything that you feel in your life right now that you're lacking, let's just bring it to the altar. Just allow it to come forth, that feeling of not having what you want. Of seeing lack in your life. Allowing those vibrations, those lower frequencies to come forth, to be acknowledged. And then we're going to bring forth this ruby fire, this fire that is going to cleanse and clear and recalibrate those desires. So skusoro ha na chikis niki so kusoro ai nai sonoa ni chiniki sonokuso no kusho ha ni isiki siki soko soro ai hai niki shiniki soko soro ha na shiniki siki siko so sonoko ha na chiki. Just visualize ruby, this ruby red. And just allowing this ruby fire to move through your system. Be aware of your grounding. And then receive, just receive this healing, this shift. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here of, and it's an ancient, it's an old, it's kind of like a religious pattern, that it's selfish to want more. So it's like there's this push-pull, like you want more, but then it's wrong. And you know, you want more money, but no, it's wrong to think about money. You know, this type of thing. It's like a push-pull where you're really hiding your true desire because maybe it's perceived as not being virtuous or not being an elevated desire. So, but you know that so that push-pull creates an obstruction. It's like you want something, but then it's like, no, I just really shouldn't be asking for this when there's so much suffering in the world. You know, that kind of thing. It's like this bringing yourself down or judging your desires. So that creates an obstruction to your inner union. So we're just going to clear that out with the ruby fire. So we're going to bring forth the vibration of money. Money, it is an energy. We project meaning onto it, but it is a neutral vibration. So we're bringing forth this money Venus. It's a Venus light. So just allow it to come forth. And we're going to cleanse and purify any perceptions that we have about money. That feeling, I want it, but I don't want too much of it. I want it, but I may not have time for myself because I have to work so hard to get it. I want it to go on this amazing sacred site journey. But if I focus on money, then I'm not being spiritual. All of these types of confusions, we're just going to bring it up into the surface. So school surahana and chiniki snakusruanai. So skurushunakahana chiki sakusurwanai. And we're bringing forth that ruby fire to clear and cleanse. Bringing forth that money Venus as a being of light that supports your process, that supports your ascension, that supports your sovereignty. Removing any kind of dependency. Your abundance, money comes from your divine source. So we're going to make that connection between this financial abundance and your divine source. So it's a clear, direct connection, free of all these connotations of good and bad and all of these conditionings around financial abundance. And then that vibration, it's wrong to want this, it's wrong to want abundance. If I have abundance, it means that I'm not being kind and helpful to others. It means that I'm abusing others. You know, all of these projections on financial well-being are being removed. So with this fire. So to come into alignment, to recalibrate and align our financial well-being with the divine source, so that there's no push-pull, there's no polarity, that they work together in and support us in our process of ascension and alignment. So if I have, then someone else won't have. If I have, I'm taking away from someone else. If I have, people will be jealous of me. If I have, people won't like me. They won't think I'm spiritual. If you know, all of these kinds of energies, we're just going to just take it to zero, fresh start. And the Seshat is coming forth. She is a goddess, an Egyptian goddess. And she is, her divine genius is sacred architecture. And so she's assisting us to recalibrate and align this, you know, our material well-being with our spiritual well-being. So we're healing any kind of division that we may experience around those things. So that we become embodied sovereign beings. Bringing clarity to our financial well-being. Any patterns of changing the way we are in order to receive money from a source, maybe from a partner, maybe from a family, maybe from a job, maybe from some kind of sponsor, someone who's sponsoring our work or sponsoring a project that we're working on. So any kind of energy around changing who we are, toning down who we are, being who we are in order to be able to receive from a human or earthly source. So again, recalibrating, the source is the divine source. That's how we receive. And then the divine uses different revenue streams, let's say, in order for us to receive. And it's neutral. It's not based on how we behave or don't behave. So we're neutralizing the pathways, the revenue streams, where we receive. And so Brigid's coming forth, and so this is a huge healing for the divine feminine, because throughout history, women, there were times when women were seen as property. So women were treated, were sold and traded, and offered as oh, what's that? It is like when there's a conquest and there's a victor, and then the people that have lost would offer their women to the victors, and this type of thing. So we're clearing a very deep-rooted energy of enslavement. So just allow. So it just creates like this filter, and it's kind of like this unconscious pattern that's coming up to the surface. It's very deep, and it's a healing, very profound healing of the divine feminine, the sovereignty of the divine beings of light in female bodies. So shiniki soko aha na chiki soko soro sunoko soroa. So skoro shunoko soro aha na chiniki sunoko soroa. So skoro sunaha ana chiniki, and we're clearing out this seeing our self-worth, because again, this is an ancient pattern, seeing our self-worth as depending on, or as that some kind of partnership gives us self-worth. Okay, that's a very ancient pattern, disempowering pattern, that may be coming up now for our Valentine's Day celebration. So we just allow it to come forth because we're ready to let that go. We have worth because we're divine beings of light in union with Source. That is our self-worth. So and so we're receiving a very deep healing from the earth, from Emerald Gaia, Brigid, going deep into the cellular memories. Cleansing and clearing these patterns, just becoming aware of them. And it's the same thing with money. It does not show your self-worth, how much or how little you have. Your worth comes from alignment. Your worth comes from the awareness that you are a divine being of light incarnate. So connecting with that knowledge, I am a being of light incarnate. Just focus on the heart, and we'll continue to allow this ruby fire to be moving through the system, recalibrating those old patterns that no longer serve us. So and then these are old patterns, and they may not be something that you've played out in this lifetime, but it's in the collective consciousness that comes up in different ways. But you know, this perception of the masculine as being, you know, these very defined roles of providing for the family, being the provider. So we're just unraveling conditioning. This, you know, this person, just this longing to be taken care of by a partner. So again, it's that longing is an illusion because you are taken care of by your divine source. So it's an illusion that is unraveling as we come into sovereignty, embodied sovereignty. And we're going to bring in the violet flame. Again, another very purifying vibration. And this one is a masculine form. And we're bringing forth Saint Germain. And so this is a sacred masculine purifying vibration, the violet fire. And we're just allowing that to enter in through the crown of the head, this ray, this violet ray. And just moving through the inner quantum field, cleansing, like sweeping through, cleansing, purifying, removing, dissolving all of these patterns that no longer serve us, that give us the illusion that we're in lack, that have us in the perception that we don't have enough. All of this conditioning is creating those perceptions. So they're perceptions. So we're allowing them to be unraveled. And the violet flame is moving through the creative center of the body, all the area of the sexual organs, this creative life force. To see the violet flame moving through those areas of the body, the root chakra, the creative center, the sexual organs, and the solar plexus. So really focus on those areas as they're being cleansed and recalibrated and aligned. And just releasing old relationships, any residue from relationships that are no longer in our lives. Sometimes we have some cords and some residue, and the energy that I'm seeing is just disappointment. And what happens is that because we have this conditioning and we have this very strong tendencies, and each of us is different, how this affects us, but we have expectations that sometimes our lovers and husbands and partners, they do not fulfill those expectations, and it's shocking because we have this conditioning that this is how they're supposed to be. This is how they're supposed to behave in a partnership, and they're not. So what's wrong? Why isn't this working? This isn't working, and all of those kinds of patterns, where we're in the illusion of the conditioning rather than in union with this other person and seeing that person as an equal being of light, divine to divine. So we're removing these filters, these expectations, so that we can see the divine light in our partner, in our lover, in our husband. We see that divine light. So and we're removing the filter of the conditioning, which is what they're supposed to be. Or what we're supposed to be when we're with them, or how we're supposed to feel. If I don't feel like this when I'm with you, it must be there's something wrong with the partnership. Those kinds of patterns that doesn't allow us to really see the other person as a divine being. We start to see that person as someone who has to fulfill our needs, So we're not seeing them as sovereign beings. So we're recalibrating, experiencing ourselves, sovereign beings of light, and then we see others as sovereign beings of light. In freedom, and alignment with their own divine source. Whew. So allowing that violet flame to move through all the sexual organs, all the pastime relationships, all the connections with children, and parents, that have, all of these patterns are coming from it's conditioning that comes from our families and our education and our culture. So we're just letting go of what we are ready in this now moment to let go of, so that we can have the most beautiful high vibe Valentine's Day we've ever had in our lives. Filled with multi-dimensional bliss and love. So and then we're just allowing the energy, that creative center, it's activating, this cleansing is activating our own creative life force energy. You can just feel that area tingling and raising in vibration. And we're going to bring in this beautiful golden light into that area, the second chakra, cleansing and purifying the organs there. So removing any kind of residue, sealing up any area that was weakened by the cleansing, just sealing it up with this gold light, this fresh new energy, this creative life force energy, your creative energy. And it's like there's this innocence to it. There's this feeling of being like reborn, even like a rebirth of this creative expression. Free of all this conditioning. You are never alone. You are never alone. And I'm seeing the vibration of Yeshua, the sacred masculine Christed light. So just receive like a recalibration of your own masculine energy that supports your divine feminine inside of you. So coming into balance, the masculine and the feminine. Coming into sovereignty, strength, the quality of courage, fearlessness. You are never alone. So this transmission is installing courage and fearlessness in your heart. It's a fierce vibration of love and courage. Yeshua. Breathe deeply into the heart. So we follow the light language. Just breathe and focus on the heart. It's a vibration of division that's being removed. Installing courage and fearlessness. And the knowledge that you are always supported by the divine light. Even if the world is being destroyed around you, you are supported by this divine inner light. So you focus on the divine light within, no matter what's happening in the outer world. So you focus on your alignment. So strength. Sonoai shiniki sunuku suruahana shiniki sunuku suruanai shiniki sukusuruanai. Courage. Sonoha shiniki sunuku hani chiniki 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 sukusuruaha. Sinikini chiniki chiniki sunuku suruanini siki sukusuruha. Ana shiniki sukusurinini siki siki sukusurua. Haini chiki chiku 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 chiku. Sunanini siki 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 sukurua. Deep breath. Hashne heshne kusro hatne sinikisne kusro hatne shinikisne kusro hatne shiniki toro ha nai. Sovereign divinity. Sonoha shinikisne kuro haine chikisne kusro shinokuswanaki. So skuru suno kaina chiki suno kuro ai haine chiniki suno kuro ai hini chiniki sukusro anai. So skuru suno ha nai. And then we're going to receive this golden sun. There's this golden sun that is coming forth through the crown of your head, into the crown of the head, just pulsating with light and freedom and bliss. So we just allow that's this golden light, the Christed light, to enter in and to be absorbed by every cell of your body. Deep breaths. And just allow these new frequencies to integrate. Sovereign, divine beings of light. And we're just going to continue. This transmission is deep. So it will continue to work with you throughout the day. So be aware. Be very gentle, be very kind, be very loving. Because sometimes what happens is that these lower vibrational frequencies can come forth, and then you know what to do. You call forth the violet flame, you call forth the ruby fire, and you hold space. You allow it to be there so that it's acknowledged, so that it's no longer unconscious. So this is a practice. The patterns come up, the emotions come up, we might get triggered, we might see something, and then we get triggered. And that means it's like a charged emotion. So we know what to do. We come into alignment, connect with Gaia, allow that emotion to be there, acknowledge it, allow it to come into consciousness. And then, so you bring it to the altar. And then you call forth your guides, your divine support to assist you in processing, which usually it really has to do with just feeling those emotions. So we call on divine support. You're never alone. We have to do this work of purification. Nobody likes it. It doesn't feel good. But if we want to expand, if we want to continue to expand, we have to know how to navigate the contraction. So when it comes forth with like feeling very low or feeling strong emotions, not feeling emotions and you don't know where they're coming from, that is the purification. So that's just telling us that it's working, that we've made a shift. And so the lower vibrational frequencies come up, and then we use our tools. The violet flame, the ruby fire. So, and we can look at it that way, the ruby fire as being a divine feminine vibration, the violet flame as the masculine vibration, and we bring both of them with the intention of bringing ourselves into balance, bringing balance. And then we just allow, it's like we surrender to the process. We know we're safe. We have the ascended beings of light that are with us. We're in alignment with Gaia. And so then we allow that process. We allow ourselves to unravel those patterns that no longer serve us. You hold space for yourself. And then you bring in the golden light, you bring in the golden sun, you bring in the Christed light. The divine mother. Call forth the divine mother, call forth the earth energy. And it will become more and more palpable, more visceral, the experience when you experience these archetypes and expressions of the divine. So we have Brigid who came forth. So offering gratitude to Brigid. She's a fire goddess. And so she's coming forth to assist us in these healing the abuse that the divine feminine has experienced, the wound of abuse. She is an expert at transforming depression or oppressed anger. So we can call on Brigid, we can call on that ruby fire. And focus on the inner realms at this time, because we can use every kind of emotional trigger, any kind of disturbance, to awaken and activate these patterns so that they can be acknowledged and healed and recalibrated and aligned. So that's a big part of why things appear to be so chaotic and so difficult in the outer world, because it is helping every being on this planet to activate, recalibrate, and align the shadow as we go through a tremendous shift in consciousness as a collective. So know that that's what's happening. So the action that we take in order to support the transformation of consciousness is to do the inner work. That is the greatest, most powerful action we can take, is to heal the inner division and come into our embodied sovereignty in union. Come into union. And we know that we have to acknowledge these shadow qualities in ourselves. We have to integrate them. We have to acknowledge them. We have to we have to become aware of where we are losing our power and where we are losing our connection. And the shadow assists us to do that. So it's just the perfect way to become aware of our shadow. Pulling back all our projections of the shadow on others and bringing it inside and facing those challenging feelings. Because that's why we project all of these, negative qualities on the outer world, because we don't know how to process those emotions inside ourselves. So this is how we do it. We know how to do it. And we have the tools to do it very efficiently and in a way that even is so filled with like this feeling of richness and depth. Because that's what happens, is that we no longer need to numb ourselves as a way to manage our emotions. We can be present. And so then everything becomes more, we have like a heightened sense of awareness. Because we can be present. We don't have to escape. We can see, we can experience the divine in every situation. And that is embodiment. That's what embodied sovereignty is. We no longer escape. Because when we feel when we're able to process the unpreferred emotions, we can also process the preferred emotions, the bliss, the ecstasy, the love, in a way that's awakened and balanced. So the Divine Mother includes everything. The light and the dark. So we're receiving, as we complete the transmission, we're going to receive the love blessing from the Galactic Magdalenes coming forth. The Venus light. So just allow yourself to receive. So just relax and receive this blessing of the Magdalenes, the Magdalene lineage, being acknowledged for this amazing work you just did in moving deeper into love, deeper into union. ecstatic love, grace, joy. Offering gratitude to the Emerald Gaia, the Ascended Gaia. Being aware of our alignment as we complete. Align with the divinity that is you.